I'm obsessed with making sense of nonsense. As a science teacher, I always wondered why some of the information I presented made total sense to some of my students, but was utter nonsense to others. I wondered what it was about that information, how it was structured, and how it was presented that led to successful learning. Or not. A major component of my dissertation, cognitive media theory, is in developing and defining a model of comprehension. Comprehension in the learning sciences is currently defined based on content. So we have math comprehension, reading comprehension, language comprehension. But I wondered if this linkage between content and definition was necessary. I wondered if comprehension could be redefined simply as the process and product of cognition, and if a model could be developed that could be used regardless of subject matter. To do this, I siphoned through all the literature I could find on comprehension in semiotics, linguistics, cognition, psychology, and learning, and I found particular elements kept bubbling up out of the literature. I captured these elements into a model, and that model is presented on your left, a situated model of comprehension. At the center of this model is a stimulus, and this is just information. It can be anything, a word, an image, a sound, and it can come from the external environment or the environment of your mind. That information by itself, however, is arbitrary and totally meaningless. Similar to the two shapes on the right of my slide. The information is there, but it's very difficult to comprehend. It's not until we surround and link that information with other elements that we can make sense of it. And those elements are contextual, conceptual, reference, and relational information. And again, that information can come from the external environment or the environment of your mind. The problem is how do you evaluate a cognitive model of comprehension when undoubtedly your participants will already have reference and relational linkages to any content you choose? I couldn't use math. I wouldn't be able to use words. I'd have to come up with something totally alien, which is exactly what I did. Using the 44 phonetic sounds of the English language, I came up with a series of sound-shaped pairs, something I'm calling the alien alphabet. Using this alien alphabet, you can build word shapes. It's through the use of these word shapes, along with the model I presented, that you can evaluate how the mind comprehends and learns new information. Now, there are many applications of this model, but I'm only going to touch on two. First is in the design and development of instruction. How we teach is as important as what we teach. Two is once a model of comprehension is made explicit, students can use this model to facilitate and promote becoming self-regulated learners. Now, it's one thing for me to discuss my research with you. It's another thing for you to experience it. Going back to the slide behind me and those two images on the right, I'm going to ask you a very simple question. But embedded in that question is all the elements of this model I've presented. And the question is this: which of those shapes is the word sand and which is raft? My name is Nick Zapp, and I thank you for your time.